Hello and welcome to Prison University. And it is the first and only prison YouTube justice channel that is actually hosted by a 3-time felon that is expunged, pardoned, and has no criminal record, and has risen through the college and university process to become an officer himself to work for many agencies in law enforcement. So that's what sets me aside. And you will notice on Prison University that my voice is digitally altered. And that is for a very good reason, and most of that reason is for you. As long as I remain anonymous, you get the full truth and nothing but the truth. And my personal life is protected from lawsuits and everything else. And I can just go on my merry way. And trust me, I have been involved in a lot of media projects where my face has been seen. But this project is very different. And we're going to do this completely anonymous so that you can ask the tough questions, I can give the tough answers. And maybe you're going to learn a little bit from me, and hopefully I can even learn a little bit from you. Now, first about me, I've spent a few years in custody in a few countries. Luckily, I was at a very young age, never had any drug or substance abuse problems. I rose above these problems through education. That's why this channel is called Prison University. With a lot of education, anything, and I mean anything, is possible. You can rise above any of your problems. And through a bit of hard work, determination, and the most important thing, it's called time, you can rise above your criminal record and be pardoned by your governor or your head of state, or be expunged through the courts, just like me, and you can move on and live a life that's honorable and blend in completely to the rest of society and be completely invisible, unless you don't want to be. Now, of course, I'm a bit older now, and I love anonymity, so it's going to be fun to do this podcast and see where it goes, and see if anybody is even interested in discussing these problems, because we know America is a country of laws, and tens of millions have criminal records, and millions have been to prison, and there are actually people listening to this podcast right now that don't even have a criminal record that one day will go to prison. We know this. And it's not about the judgment here, folks. I'm just saying the truth. That's what's going to happen. And you need a way to survive this and understand this and get to the bottom of why the United States, Canada, Australia, England incarcerates a lot of people, and I want to help you get through this, especially for people that work in the industry like I have, and for those of you that are family members of people going to prison or are currently in prison or are about to get out of prison. So this podcast is going to work to help people understand how to survive all these tough issues. As for my background, I've worked mostly in maximum security prisons. I've also been a supervisor. I've also worked as a sheriff. And I have worked for about 2 other agencies, which I'm not even going to talk about because they are only somewhat relevant. They may come up, but I want to keep things on topic for this first podcast. Now, the format of these videos are generally going to be audio podcasts. There may be some visuals up there when it's very important, but the reason I want to keep this more of an audio podcast is to absolutely protect my privacy, because I just don't want to get involved in any of this shit anymore. And I'd love to just share the truth and the stories, but the moment I start showing my face, there's the possibility of me getting sued and people knowing who I am, and I really just don't want to go down that route. I'd rather just share the truth with you, the stories with you, and leave it at that. And it's quite easy for me to digitally alter my voice. Now, first of all, I want everybody to know this is a safe place for opinions and comments. This is not a pro-officer channel. This is also not an anti-prisoner channel. I don't care if you are working in the industry. I don't care if you're currently doing time in the industry. I don't care who you are. All I care about is your questions, trying to help you through this. If you want to make silly, stupid comments about your political beliefs, fine, but it's really not going to help you. Let's face it, we all have an opinion. And opinions are just like assholes. They're completely universal. So I think adding to the conversation with a bit of knowledge, because I know some of you out there are going to be very knowledgeable, And with my help too, we can get through this. We can discuss a lot of very tough topics and have a lot of fun too, and maybe some humor. And you're going to find my humor is very dark, but it's quite respectful at the same time, especially when it's more hypothetical. But we're going to go on a tough journey here through the justice system, through the maximum security prisons of America, and we're going to help you understand, maybe learn something, and most importantly, have some fun on a tough subject. So I'm going to leave it at that for this first inaugural audio podcast, and I will be releasing a few episodes all at the same time. So if you're listening to this and this is the first time you've heard it, go on the channel, click on the videos, and you're going to find a couple more episodes, and you can scroll through them too and get a feel what this channel is all about. So once again, thank you for joining Prison University, and I hope to hear from you soon, and take care of yourself out there, and especially your families.